that. So Stanford takes that early timeout. Maddie Booker in the middle of things. Parks out of that timeout, feeds it to Rubin. Texas was ready at the net, and then off hands the point for Harvey.
Really good answer out of that timeout for Stanford, able to run that efficient offense, and Harvey getting going with that arm.
Jordan will head back to serve. Off the tape, it drops in for the ace. She'll take it. 7th ace for Stanford here today. High risk, high reward. 16 errors, but 7 aces compared to 3 aces for Texas. There's the risk without the reward. Point Texas.
Yeah, typically you want that 1-to-1 ratio. Right now, Stanford just over doubling up their errors to aces. But man, they are putting so much pressure on Texas. That's what got them back in this third set.
Yundich back on to serve for Texas. Parks. Right at the net. Spears on the overpass. Got a lot on it. Off hands. Point Texas. That's 12 kills for the freshman.
Anytime Texas has gone up and taken a big swing at things, the blockers for Stanford are just too far off the net. So almost every time it's gone off the block and out of bounds.
That gives Kari a new career high. Had hit 11 kills. Twice so far in her young career. Rubin. A little crafty play by the veteran to get the point.
Stanford has really sped up their offense as this match has gone on. Sometimes as an outside, that tempo and location might not quite be there, especially from a freshman setter. Rubin does such a good job adjusting to that.
Elliott now with 14 kills to pace Stanford and to lead all players here in this match at Moody. Parks continues to work at the setter position here for Stanford. Vanderwall, that one is a mile high and it comes down to Halter. Spears. Good job by Stanford to stay in this point after a couple of big swings by Texas. Kurt, Parks, Lizzie Andrew, point Stanford.
Good defense on the Cardinals side allows that play to happen. Good off blocker coming right off of the net. Ipar Kurt getting a really nice up. That allows that middle to run.
Andrew with 6 kills on 16 swings. One of the longer points we've had this match. We've had a lot of quick points, it feels like. Rubin back to serve, trying to tie things up here for Stanford, who are trying to even up this match. Down 2-1. That looked pretty close. Kevin Ambley's not going to waste any time. Oh, they called it in. I saw the side judge signal one thing. Elliot Rubin knows that she connected with the ace.
That serve just fell off the table at the end.
Parks. Halter. Whatever it takes to get it up. Parks hangs in the air. Halter sends it back. Vanderwall. That's going to be tight at the net. Oh, and a miscue by Texas. Stanford will take that gladly.
And that's just one you got to shake off on Texas' side. 2 players trying to be ultra aggressive on that overpass.
4-0 run right now for the Cardinal to go up 9-8. Remember, they were down 6-3 and took a timeout here in set 4. That missed the mark from Rubin, giving the point to Texas to tie it at 9.
A lot of service errors again piling up on Stanford's side. They want to serve aggressive, but when you're playing neck and neck with the number 2 team in the country, you got to clean it up, especially later on in the set.
Kari Spears serves for Texas. Service error for the Longhorns. That's their 7th of the match. Coco Kirsch will come on to serve for the Cardinal. Stanford will be at Mizzou on Tuesday, a match you'll see right here on ESPN before they have their home opener against Utah State, the first 6 away from home. Then they have 5 straight at home before their ACC opener on September 27th against Virginia. That's going to come up short. Stanford's got the points. They're up 11-9 here in the fourth.
Stanford serve just putting Texas in tough situations, doing a really nice job hitting those seams well.
Kirsch trying to keep it going at the service line for the Cardinal. Vanderwell off the net. Parks blocked out of play. Point Stanford, and the Cardinal rolling right now. And Jared Elliott gets up on his feet and will take a timeout. Great response by Stanford after falling behind early here in the fourth set.
And going back to what Stanford did during set 3, which is keeping that pressure on Texas, whether it's from the service line, not allowing them to get comfortable, or offensively finding ways to just get them out of system and keep pressure on them.
Both these programs through the years, Jared Elliott, Kevin Hambley, and so many other programs from coast to coast, schedule really tough in September, showcase matches, and you can see Texas with the win against Creighton, the win against Wisconsin, taking on Stanford today. They will take on Louisville coming up on Wednesday in Fort Worth at the Showdown at the Net. Then Arizona State top 10 program at Gregory Gym next Sunday, a match we'll have for you right here on ESPN.
I mean, 7 ranked matchups during non-conference play is absolutely insane, but this is what you get from Texas year in and year out. Jared Elliott knows that his teams need to be tested early on to, one, figure out where they're at, but also get acclimated to a really tough schedule, because once they get into SEC play, it's going to be just as tough.
He takes a timeout. What are some of the adjustments that the Longhorns need to make right now, because the momentum's with Stanford at the moment?
I think the biggest thing right now is in serve receive. Emma Halter, the libero for Texas, really taking control and making sure that those seams are down pat of who's taking them, and also adjusting to when Stanford throws them in short and then pushes them deep.
Exactly right. I listened into the Texas huddle, and the block was a very big emphasis, but they also talked about their offense. They feel like they're not using all of their options. They feel like they're so much more versatile than this, and they need to give them some more looks and be a little bit more deceptive.
If they can get more deceptive by getting that good first touch, that's really the only way you can do it, if you can have all options with a good pass.
Stanford once again. Sayer from Parks for the point. 13-9 Cardinal.
Even with a really good first ball on Texas' side, Stanford's able to transition. This Erica Sayer has been so impressive so far today.
Swindle to Vanderwall. Once again, Stanford there defensively. They get the kill and the point for Jordan Harvey. Remember, Stanford has got this momentum going because they've got Logan Parks at center. It was Taylor Yu. She left with an apparent injury, but Parks has kept things going here for the Cardinal.
And so impressive to do as a freshman against a top 2 team, hitting 500 during this fourth set, needing a comeback, because if Texas wins this one, the match is over.
Defense has been outstanding for Stanford, keeping them in points, and the offense working off the blocks, getting another point, and Stanford putting it on Texas right now here in the fourth set.
Throughout this long run for Stanford, we've seen multiple times from attackers on Stanford's side going right off the block of the Longhorns. Texas got to be more disciplined up there.
6-0 run right now for the Cardinal. Coco Kirsch. Vanderwall long, 7-0 run.
And Texas still has that timeout, but man, Jared Elliott doesn't really want to burn it this early on in the set, but he's got to have someone step up on their side to put a ball down.
The set's getting away from Texas pretty quickly right now. Thanks in large part to the great work by Coco Kirsch. Remember, the service errors have piled up for Stanford, but she's gotten it into play, and the defense continues to stand tall for Stanford.
Everything's rolling right now for the Cardinals. That's the kind of fight that Kevin Hamley wants to see in this really young team up there, how they're able to bounce back against a really tough opponent in Texas who's up 2-0. There's that hit percentage by set. You see Stanford starting to get better and better as this match has gone on, hitting over 500. Meanwhile, Texas going down right now, hitting negative.
9 kills on 15 swings for Stanford this set, just 1 attack error. Vanderwall. Kirsch won't let the run end. Vanderwall, once again, it's Kirsch. Kirsch again. Bumped over. Halter gets there for Texas. Vanderwall on the swing. Great job by Stanford. They continue to stay in this point. Kirk with the rip. Off hands. Point Stanford.
Coco Kirsch, are you serious? She wants to keep herself serving back there as long as possible. 4 different digs during just that rally alone. Doing work in left back. Come on.
9-0 run for Kirsch and the Cardinals. Another good serve. To the middle, and that ends the run. Kawhi with the rip. But what a great job by Coco Kirsch as she rotates out. Everybody ready to give her high fives and hugs.
And coming in as a serve sub, you are asked to knock the opponent out of system, do whatever you can to hold that rally. And man, Coco Kirsch did a good job. Her bench loves it.
Here's Ramsey Gary. Service error right after the side out. So that gives a point to Stanford. And they are just 6 points away from forcing a 5th set here in Austin. Long. Just long. Point Texas.
18 service errors on Stanford's side, but 19 rather, but they don't care. They're okay with it.
Halter serves it to Etzler. Parks. Once again, Parks to Sayre. They keep going to it because Texas can't stop it.
Yeah, you got to run the middle, especially when you have Erica Sayre up there until Texas finds an answer. That was the number 1 key Jared Elliott said coming into this match was they needed to shut down 22. Texas hasn't been able to do that. She's hitting 500 with 12 kills.
New career high for Sayre, 10 her previous career high. Texas will get the point to bring the Longhorns within 8. They are up 2 sets to 1. If Stanford wins this set, we will play a 5th and final set to 15.
What a bounce back for this young Stanford
100%.
team. A lot of players out there on the court new to the starting lineup this season, and what they've been able to do to bounce back in this kind of environment is crazy.
Get the feeling with the Stanford team, because Kevin Hambley said we're going to mix and match pieces, try different things, have the long view for this season, that this is going to be a program that's going to get better as the year goes along. They have gotten better as this match has gone along against second-ranked Texas here today.
Yeah, something sparked in them during the end of that second set. They pushed Texas right up to the brink in a 25-23 set, and they felt momentum headed into the next one with that. And you were tied at 9-9 in this set, which just tells you how confident they are going back there, hitting their serves.
I bet, too, afterwards, they'll give some credit to Elia Rubin. Michaela talked about how she was the one being vocal in the huddle, trying to get the team fired up, leading vocally and leading by example with that play.
Every team needs a spark plug. For Stanford, that's Elia Rubin. Not only does her play speak for itself, but man, she gets hype out there.
Texas is a timeout remaining, but it looks like maybe they'll just get to the finish line here of set number 4 unless something changes. That's going to be off the mark, and Stanford 2 points away from forcing a 5th set. If you are tuning in for Louisville and Illinois, that's going to start in just a few moments over on ESPN2. When we're done here in Austin, we'll get everybody there, and Texas will now use that final timeout here. But if you're looking for the cards and the Illini, that will be on ESPN2 until we're done here, and then we'll switch you over to ESPN for everybody. But we still have a lot to be determined here as the Cardinal here on the road, as we talked about earlier, playing away from home quite a bit. They've already knocked off a good Florida squad. They ran into that Nebraska buzzsaw in Lincoln. We were there for that, and that atmosphere was amazing. And Stanford showed their youth in that match, and Nebraska showed they were a pretty finished product in that match.
It's been really impressive to watch Stanford throughout these few matches. We've seen them kind of peaks and kind of valleys so far. That's what you get when you have such a young squad out there. There were 7 newcomers out on the court for Stanford, and we're seeing a lot of really young faces in really pivotal roles. Right now, you have Logan Parks, a freshman setter, and Erica Sayer, a freshman middle blocker, and Spencer Etzler, a freshman libero. So many names on the court that are new to the Stanford program, and man, Kevin Hamley has done a phenomenal job getting them to gel early on. And even through this match, whether they win this one or not, they have gotten so much better being tested by a top 2 team in the country.
You knew it would take some time when you lose Candy Miner, a 3-time Conference Center of the Year, and third on Stanford's all-time assist list. Elena Ogilvie, Michaela talked about her before, 2-time honorable mention All-American. Sammy Francis in the middle, who played a lot of volleyball at a high level for the Cardinal. This Stanford team has grown up pretty quickly here on the road after a very slow start. Hit just 147 in set 1 against Texas, lost 25-15, but was much improved in set 2. Turned the corner in set 3, and it's been all Cardinal here in set 4. Etzler to serve, 2 points away from forcing a 5th set. Free ball here for the Cardinal. Parks to the middle, little miss hit by Andrew on the reset. Harvey. Swindle, Stafford. Left side, Rubin. On the block. Remember, Stanford was without a block in the first 2 sets, but they're making up for lost time now. Set point Cardinal.
Their third of just this set alone. They are putting all kinds of pressure on Texas. You could tell these attackers for the Longhorns getting tentative.
Etzler serving for the set. Stafford keeps Texas alive for the moment.
Look for Texas to rely on a player like Tori Stafford, just a junior in this program and a transfer, new face for the Longhorns, but she has done it year after year for Pitt coming in. She knows how to play at a high level when it matters.
Remember, Texas got off to a good start here in the 4th set, 6-3, forced an early Stanford timeout. Cardinal regroups. Set point number 2. Halter got a hand on it, but it's out of play, and we will play 5 here in Austin.
Texas 2, Stanford 2.
What a response by the Cardinal. They take set 4, 25-13. They are looking for a reverse sweep here at Moody. Back for the 5th set when we come back.